last thing, there's a bunch of weird orange haze coming over New York City and all of northern northeast, which is clearly because of climate change. I want to get your thoughts on that and of all the ice that's melting down in Antarctica, where you were recently at, posting pictures on Twitter where all of the penguins seemed pretty happy. What do you make of what you call the green scam?
The green news scam. Well, it is a scam. First of all, I'm hoping the smoke goes away before I'm going out to Montreal for the Formula One, the Grand Prix of Canada. So I'm hoping the smoke clears so the race is not affected. It has nothing to do with climate change. It has everything to do with forest mismanagement. So this goes back 50 years. But the greenies, you can't cut down trees, you can't do controlled burns, you can't get out the underbrush. Well, fine. If you do that, you're going to get unprecedentedly large forest fires. The Native Americans 1,000 years ago knew how to manage forests better than the Canadian and the US, I should say, today. So this is just gross mismanagement of greenies, of the forest, and you should not be surprised that you get these kinds of fires with greater frequency because nothing to do with climate change. By the way, the most recent data, and this is a 10-year study, peer-reviewed, published in a highly reputable climatology journal, shows that the Antarctic ice sheets are expanding on net. Now, some of them are getting a little smaller with LC. Others, Ross Sea, are getting much larger. But yeah, some are shrinking, some are expanding. That's always true. But on net, there's more ice in Antarctica. I just returned from an expedition there. The whales are fine. The penguins are fine. Lots of ice, very cool glaciers calving off, all perfectly normal. Don't get me started on the UN models. I could spend an hour. We don't have an hour, but the simplest way to assess the UN models, they don't even back test. I mean, how are they supposed to forecast anything? No, take the model as it exists today, go back 10 years where we have the data. We're not guessing. We have the data from 10 years ago. Plug it into the model, and it produces a different result from what actually happened. So these models can't even back test, which is supposed to be easy because you have the data, you know the answer. How are they supposed to forecast? So again, I could go on, but it's all a joke. Well, it's not a joke, unfortunately, because there is no climate change. There is no. Oh, sorry, let me take that back. There's always climate change. In the 10th century AD, they were growing grapes in Greenland, in areas that are covered by ice today because of that medieval warming period. In the early 17th century, you didn't need bridges in London. The Thames was frozen solid, and you could walk across the Thames. And they used to have what they call frost fairs, which were basically merchandise, farmers market on the ice.
Yeah, I've seen
so
pictures.
That was the little ice age. So the point being, climate changes all the time, but it doesn't change quickly. And what is it caused by? It's caused by solar cycles, volcanoes, ocean currents, subduction of higher salinity water under colder, low salinity water. There are factors behind it, but they're big factors. You can't control them. It's not carbon dioxide, which is like a trace gas. I just blew out some carbon dioxide. I don't feel poisoned. And by the way, carbon dioxide, for those who don't know, is plant food. The plants absorb carbon dioxide. We might need a little more of it to keep all the crops in the world from failing. So it's a scam, but it's about transferring wealth from north to south. It's about the Trojan horse for global control, global money, global governance, and neo-fascism.
Yeah, it all feeds in, and then it's amplified by the media, just like so many things out there. Jim, I could talk to you for another hour straight, but we'll save it for another episode for sure. Just want to say that I highly recommend everyone go to londonreal.tv/Jim, where he's just recorded a video that's talking about this upcoming geopolitical shockwave that you're calling the most significant development in international finance since 1971. There's limited time until that's going to happen. There's actually a fixed date. But also, as usual, Jim shows how anyone can position themselves to profit from this. This is very important. I highly recommend everybody go watch that. Jim, all I got to say is when I grow up, I want to be you. You live the coolest life. You're hanging out with the coolest people, doing the coolest things, from Grand Prix to Antarctica. And I saw you doing those treks in Antarctica. I mean, that would make some 40-year-old men timid. And you're out there skiing and all this stuff. You're at the Grand Prix in Montreal. Again, it's just a huge honor to talk to you every single time, Jim. You're always on point. You've got analysis on so many broad topics, and yet you bring it all together. And you always seem to have this uncanny way of seeing what's going to happen in the future. Now calling the fall of the Republic, and I'm going to have to meditate on that. So Jim, thank you so much. Let's get you in studio whenever we can, but also let's get you back soon, probably around the time of what's happening with the BRICS, and maybe you can give us an update.
Thanks, Brian.
All right, there we go. Follow this man on Twitter, and we'll see you next time on London Real. Take care. Hey, it's Brian Rose, founder of the DeFi Academy. I've told you my 4-week crypto bootcamp is amazing, but don't take my word for it. This is what my students are saying.
The DeFi Academy was an amazing experience for me. It took me totally out of my comfort zone.
In this course, I was challenged, I was held accountable, and pushed to do things that honestly weren't always easy.
It's been phenomenal, and I can't believe we're already up on our 4 weeks. It has flown by.
Going through this DeFi accelerator by far was one of the best courses I've taken.
You do this course, you really get into the nitty-gritty of the activities that will make you comfortable with decentralized finance.
Thank you so much to Brian and everyone at London Real and the DeFi Academy for even putting together an amazing course like this.
Anybody else that wants to do it, please sign up. It is well worth the money.